All right, everybody, welcome, welcome, welcome. The big thing that happened was we dropped from 23.29. This is the 23rd April. $30 price moved on gold. $30. This is just insane. So if you take a look at this right here, it was supposed to it's from the BOJ rate hike news. So that's why we had this massive, massive, massive move on gold down. But let's break this down here. Let's take a look at it from the daily perspective, see what's going on. So daily is now continuing to push down. So let's remove all these analysis that we had earlier on. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, perfect. Now the daily is coming down. We're retracing. We're coming into some sort of a rejection area to the left hand side. That's like later on after $20. So let's take a look on the 4 hour. Looking at the 4 hour, wow, look at that. This must have been a very nice impulse entry situation on the 4 hour. You can see how we broke below the low. We're coming to this area to the left hand side. I don't know whether we will reject this area or what's going to happen because this is where price closed before. Around the 8th of April, we closed about 23.05. This 4 hour candle is still open, so we have to wait to see whether it's going to close above this area or not. Because if it closes above this area, then there's a very high probability we can continue to push up. Let's take a look on the 1 hour time frame now. Looking at the 1 hour time frame, we can now further adjust our zones. Maybe this support can come down over here. We have a support. We have a support right here. Okay, makes sense. And then we have a resistance right up over there. Now these are pretty big ranges, So let's drop down to the 30-minute. I want to take a look at this candle here because on the 1 hour time frame, this was a wick. So we have to take a look at this on the 30 minutes, see what's going on over there. So we have a minor resistance on the 30 minute there as well. So let's do this, bring this down. Okay, so that's what we got on the 30 minute now. Now, on the 30 minute, obviously we have a resistance, and if you want to measure this range, this is a 148 pip range, man. What are you doing over here? 148 pip range. Now we got ranges on ranges here. Now, what do we do when we got ranges on ranges? So I'm going to put my blue line right here because I want to see if we can break above this area, then we can continue pushing up in this 121 pip range, right? At the same time, I think it's going to be better to see where we can go if we broke below this area to the left hand side. Let's take a look left. Okay, we may have some zone that price can move into, but currently the ranges are pretty big in itself. Let's take a look on the 15-minute time frame since the ranges are pretty big. Okay, now looking at the 15-minute, we obviously got like a 70 pip range here to go up, but to be honest, as we're coming into 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, we're still after Asian Open, we're before pre-London. This is when there's less volume in the market. So I would maybe wait. I wouldn't want to take a buy right here because if I wanted to take a buy would have been right here for price to move up. Um, right here, it wouldn't make any sense. So I'd want to wait for price to maybe create some sort of a market structure here as we move into pre-London. Ideally above 23.13, 23.13 would be great, ideally. But I want to see what kind of a market structure we create here because now we're just continuing to move up. If we retrace further, awesome. But we want to see what market structure we're going to create here. A sell below this support wouldn't make sense because the range is just there. So gold, I'm waiting. I'm very excited to see what pre-London is going to bring in. So we're going to wait. I'm probably going to see you at London Open as well. Let's take a look at pound yen. Ooh, pound yen had, to be honest, pound yen, I was expecting, I mean, if this move on gold, right? If this move on gold was based on the change of yen, we would have seen something change here as well. But we didn't. So it's only based on the dollar at this point. But still, it's, yeah, I don't know. I'm confused. I'll have to take a look at that in more detail. Okay. Let's take a look at this now. Daily is still consolidating, obviously. Let's take a look on the 4 hour time frame. 4 hour candles are creating some zones. Let's bring our previous zone over here, and let's bring this, right over here. So obviously, right, the 4 hour most recent resistance up over there, most recent support down over here. Looks like there's another support right here. Let's take a look on the 1 hour time frame. Looking at the 1 hour time frame, now we have some more information. We have a resistance forming up over here. We have a support forming right down here around 191.050. Let's do this. So if you do break below 191, like, okay, so 191 is a psychological level, and psychological level means whole numbers, right? Whole numbers. So for price to break through the whole number 191, it's going to be a little bit difficult because we will need a lot of volume. And if you do break below 191, you got this clean range of 52 pips for price to move down. At the same time, let's take a look on the 30-minute time frame. I I wanted to take a look at this resistance here, and if you do break above this area, next resistance is 18 pips away. So maybe bring it up over here, because if this resistance is 18 pips below the previous one, then, and if we're not going to take a trade over here, then we're going to look at this resistance, 191.340, as the tradable zone. So tradable zone means the zone where you're most likely to execute a position at. So let's take a look at this right here. So we got resistance up over there, and if you do break above this area, 191.360, you got clean range till 25, 27 pips for price to move up. So pound yen, we're in a no trade range because candles are printing side by side. You just gotta wait. So sells below 191 or buys above 191 380, 191 400. That would make sense. But for gold especially, I'm going to be waiting for some market structure to form and then see where we go from there.